Yeah, please laugh. Not now, but when it's appropriate. My name is Ray. Got a joke for you guys. All right. My brother got married earlier this year. That is a true thing. He got married in September. I was the best man. So I threw him the bachelor party, and I was thinking I'm gonna give him like a weird gift, So I went to one of those sex stores, the ones that have like the edible underwear and dildos and shit. And I was like, I'm gonna get a blow-up doll, because that's hilarious, he's getting married, he's never gonna have sex again or some shit, So I go to the blow-up doll section, and they have like the regular blow-up dolls, and right next to the human blow-up dolls, they have a sheep blow-up doll. So I was like, well, that's happening, like, I'm definitely getting that shit. All right, so I pick out the sheep blow-up doll, I walk to the register. Now, I didn't really think this part through, because here I am smiling to myself, like, about my, like, gift for my brother, but I'm walking up to the register with a fucking sheep blow-up doll. Everyone else just thinks in 20 minutes, I'm gonna go home and fuck that sheep blow-up doll, They don't fucking know what I'm actually doing it for, and I can't even say anything because they're not gonna believe me, So I go up to the register, and the guy's cool about it and everything. He probably didn't believe me, whatever. And he tells me something interesting. He says, did you know that apparently the sheep's vagina is the closest to a human vagina, as far as anatomy goes, right? I was like, all right, okay. I had a couple of questions. First of all, who the fuck figured that shit out? I mean, please tell me there was not like a bunch of scientists that like went to the government for like a grant or something, and they're like, there's all these other people that are trying to like have clean energy, and other people trying to cure cancer, and they're like, well, they're trying to pitch their fucked up idea, like, so what do you guys want? Well, we want to like fuck every animal and see which one is closest to the female human vagina, And they're like, oh shit, here's a blank check. Fucking just do that shit, pronto. And my second question was, how many people lost their lives trying to figure out if like the bear's vagina was the closest? You know what I'm saying? Like I hope to God they started with like squirrels and dogs and shit, worked their way up the domestic ladder. And then when they got to sheep, they were like, that's good enough. We're good with sheep. That's cool. Because there was one guy who was like, guys, I think we can do better, man. I think we can do better than sheep. You see the way that tiger's looking at me, man? Like, I got that. I got one more. You have time for one more quick one? This is a story about the first time I ever hooked up with a girl who had a weave, okay? Now, I'm white, all right? I don't know, we got some ladies in the house. Any of you have or have had a weave, extensions, anything like that, right? So, like, I'm white, I don't know what that is. I know that a weave is like a wig. This is young, I'm like 20 or something, and like, I just didn't know that they like tied it to your hair or whatever. I still don't know what they do actually, but like they kind of tie it and there's like knots and shit. First time I'm with this girl and I'm making out, right? I don't know she has a weave either. So I'm making out with her. And I'm doing what I do when I make out. Like I'm got my hands like going through her hair and shit, trying to be sensual and everything, And I'm feeling like all these bumps, And I'm like, I wish this next part was like something I just wrote for this joke. It's actually a real thought that entered my head. I wish it was not true. I'm feeling this girl's bumpy head and I'm like, oh my God, this bitch has cancer. Like she has like aggressive terminal head cancer. Like there's like 30 tumors up here. Like that was a real thought. And I was like, I'm making out with her, I'm thinking about cancer, I'm like making funeral. I'm like, why is she telling me? Why did she tell me? Like, did she just want like one night of pleasure? She's gonna die tomorrow from this head cancer or some shit. Why did she tell me? So like, I still didn't fucking know. Like 2 days went by. She shows up to my house. She doesn't have the weave in. And I was like, oh. Then I was like, dang, I was kind of hoping for cancer, honestly, at this point. Like, that's rough. It's rough. I'm sorry, but that's it for me. Thank you, guys.